Triple threat.
Hi, how are you?
How are you? Everything good?
My pleasure to meet you.
You're gonna love the guys.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up? Oh, man, how are you?
Yeah, this is my first time meeting all three of them. So.
Caitlin Clark just stepped into a room with three of the most iconic figures in American sports and entertainment: Magic Johnson, Charles Barkley, and Samuel L. Jackson. And somehow she fit right in as if she'd been there all along. Capital One has unveiled its brand new 2026 March Madness commercial, and the internet is going wild over it. This isn't a low-budget sponsored clip or a quick cameo tacked onto a highlight reel. This is a full-scale March Madness commercial.
Nothing beats March.
Or 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card.
Someone say 3?
Caitlin, she lives for the threes.
From way down the counter.
Oh, no cheese?
3 scoops? She scores.
Is that pistachio?
Uh-oh, she's here.
Oh!
Splash.
The same commercial that airs every single year during one of the biggest sporting events in America. The one people replay, quote, and talk about long after March Madness is over. And right at the center of it all stands number 22, Caitlin Clark. Coming off 239 days away from competitive basketball, fresh off a historic FIBA World Cup qualifying MVP performance in Puerto Rico, and carrying a $28 million Nike deal on her back, she stepped firmly into the spotlight. March 2026 isn't just another month. It's undeniably Caitlin Clark's moment, and it feels like nothing can stop it.
Didn't I say Caitlin Clark is the best player on the team? I did. She just won MVP for FIBA for this tournament, for those 5 games. Congratulations to Caitlin Clark. And then you know what's crazy? She's not even full speed. She was sick. I was there. She had her little tissues and blowing her nose throughout the whole time. Hand sanitizers every single time out. She was not even full speed. Not even in her final form. And she still wound up with MVP. And she didn't start majority of the games. Out of the 5 games, she only started 1 time.
Let's be clear about what this moment really represents, because not everyone fully grasps its significance. Capital One's Battle of the Blimps campaign is one of the most recognizable traditions in college basketball advertising, airing year after year during March Madness and featuring some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment. Over time, it has showcased icons like Spike Lee, Magic Johnson, Charles Barkley, and Samuel L. Jackson, legends whose influence goes far beyond the game itself. These are figures who have shaped culture, not just participated in it. And this year, Capital One essentially evaluated the entire global sports landscape: NFL quarterbacks, NBA superstars, Olympic champions, and made a statement by choosing Caitlin Clark for this moment.
Oh, she's here.
Oh!
Splash.
Y'all see it?
Oh! That's it?
Off the glass.
My face is not a bad.
And this year, they chose Caitlin Clark. Clark becomes the first WNBA player ever featured in this iconic March Madness campaign. Not as a cameo, not as a surprise add-on, but as the centerpiece. After years of the campaign being dominated by NBA talent, Capital One made a bold move, breaking tradition and handing that historic spotlight to a 23-year-old guard from Iowa who had spent the past 8 months away from competitive play. That decision says a lot about where Caitlin Clark stands right now. She's not just a basketball player, she's a global brand and a generational presence. And clearly, the people behind the campaign recognize the kind of cultural impact she brings to the table.
This is probably one of the best commercials we've ever seen. Look at the stars she had in there. A lot of y'all probably don't even know who them people was. Like, have there ever been like a season in the WNBA where we've seen not only this many commercials from one player, but just this many commercials like in general? Like, have we ever seen it? At this point, I should be in one of the commercials. Don't y'all agree? I feel like at this point, I don't want to say earned a title, but I earned something. Like, don't y'all agree? I mean, you had Charles Barkley, you had Samuel L. Jackson, and Magic Johnson. That's 3 big hitters in there, not including Caitlin Clark.
Now let's break down the commercial because it's genuinely one of the strongest entries in this entire campaign. The 51-second spot opens with the classic Battle of the Blimps setup from Capital One, the same over-the-top energy fans have come to expect. Magic Johnson and Charles Barkley go back and forth, trading jokes and trash talk about whose blimp will reach the Final Four first, keeping that loud, playful rivalry front and center. Then the tone shifts as Caitlin Clark enters the scene. There's no awkward introduction or forced spotlight moment. She just walks in naturally. No hesitation, no spectacle, just confidence. She steps into the room with Magic, Barkley, and Samuel L. Jackson like she belongs there, and immediately, it feels seamless. Magic greets her with respect, calling her a triple threat, a phrase that works both as basketball praise and as a major nod of recognition. Clark responds effortlessly, smiling and matching the energy with perfect timing, showing a level of comfort that stands out instantly. Then Barkley delivers one of the standout lines of the ad, joking that his face isn't a backboard, pure classic Chuck. Loud, animated, and hilarious just as fans expect. Clark doesn't miss a beat. She laughs it off like she's been part of their dynamic for years. Samuel L. Jackson brings his signature presence, delivering sharp lines with that intense, commanding energy he's known for, elevating every moment he's in. What makes the 51 seconds work so well is that Clark never feels like a guest or a cameo. She doesn't look out of place for a second. Instead, she holds her own alongside three cultural heavyweights, matching their energy and presence. That's what makes the commercial land. It treats her as an equal, and she rises to that level effortlessly.
Obviously, people that I've seen on TV and admired, and now getting to work with them, I would definitely say my first impression is they're very funny, and they make it easy to work with, very fun too.
It's not like we're working. This is just fun and funny, and we just get to have a good time.
From way down the counter.
Caitlin has a great personality too. She's into it just as much as we're into it.
You can do better.
You can poke fun at
He
her.
handled it.
Yeah.
There you go.
right.
There you go.
That was noise. That was awfully noise.
Here's the detail that makes this moment even more remarkable. Clark revealed that this commercial was the first time she had ever met all three of those legends in person. Magic Johnson, Charles Barkley, and Samuel L. Jackson, icons she grew up watching on television. And yet, here she was sharing a soundstage with all of them at once. Despite that, the moment felt completely natural. Clark stepped onto the set, and the chemistry was instant, effortless, smooth, and authentic. She later described the experience as fun and easy, saying the group was hilarious and made everything incredibly comfortable. These were people she had admired her entire life, yet she adjusted in seconds. But perhaps the most telling reaction came from Magic Johnson himself. After filming, he said Clark had a fantastic personality, noting that she was fully engaged and easy to joke with, someone you could tease and who would play right along. Coming from Magic Johnson, one of the most charismatic and respected figures in basketball history, that's more than praise. That's recognition. And the internet? It lit up immediately. From Twitter to TikTok to Instagram to YouTube, the commercial spread everywhere. Fans flooded comment sections with reactions, praising the spot and highlighting how Clark stood out. Some even said she didn't just hold her own. She elevated the entire scene, which is saying something considering the presence of Magic Johnson and Samuel L. Jackson. One fan wrote that no WNBA player in history has ever had a moment quite like this. Another summed it up perfectly. She walked into a room with three living legends and made it look like she belonged there, because she does.
Did you know that Caitlin Clark's WNBA salary only makes up 1% of her annual income? 1%. Let that sink in. That is how little the WNBA makes playing basketball. And that's Caitlin Clark. What do you think players who are signing those 7-day deals or the players who are on the end of the bench are making? Obviously you have your top end players, but they're not in the millions. They're not making bank. They're definitely not making NBA money. Caitlin's making 99% of her income in brand deals, working with Gatorade, Nike, Stanley. She is seizing the moment of women's sports, and being one of the faces of the WNBA is helping her just make so much money off the court.
Because here's the reality about Caitlin Clark. Every time she wins, there are voices within the sport she's elevating who struggle to celebrate alongside her. And that reaction is as familiar as it is predictable. The moment this commercial aired, the criticism followed. Why does she get the Nike deal? Why is she the face of the Capital One campaign? Why is she the one standing alongside names like Magic Johnson and Charles Barkley when there are so many other talented players in the WNBA? The answer, every single time, comes down to impact. Because no one in the league, men's or women's, moves the needle quite like Clark does. In 2024, WNBA viewership reached its highest level in 24 years. She appeared in 19 of the 22 WNBA games that drew over 1 million viewers that season. One player. 19 of the top 22 most watched games. That kind of influence is rare. And it doesn't happen by accident. The league itself recently secured a $2.2 billion media rights deal, the most valuable in its history, and it's impossible to ignore the role that rising attention, driven in part by Clark's popularity, has played in that growth. Brands don't invest at this level for no reason. They invest where attention is highest and impact is proven. And right now, in terms of delivering that impact, Caitlin Clark stands alone. Not close.
I want to give my halftime analysis. First of all, I understand that there's seniority and they got to give respect to the older players, but it's pretty clear who the starting point guard should be. Is Caitlin Clark is not even close. The homegirl got 8 assists, 8 points. She's close to a double-double, and this girl hasn't played since July. She hasn't played since July, and this girl already got almost a double-double in world competition against the best of the best. Now, I know Senegal's not the best competition. I understand. No disrespect to Senegal. Y'all nice people. But the fact that she done this and hasn't played real competition since July, since last summer, is highly impressive. You got to give your props.
Now, here's where the full story of March 2026 starts to feel almost unreal, because everything you're seeing, all this energy and buzz surrounding Caitlin Clark, is happening after she spent 239 days away from the court. 239 days. Her 2025 season with the Indiana Fever was supposed to be a step forward after her incredible rookie year, and it began with real promise. But then the injuries came, one after another. First, a left quad strain early in the season sidelined her for 2 weeks. She came back. Then a left groin sprain knocked her out again. She came back once more, and when she returned, she delivered a statement performance. 32 points against the defending champion New York Liberty, hitting 7 three-pointers including shots from 27, 31, and 33 feet. Shots from 33 feet. Those aren't just attempts. Those are statements. But in July, a right groin injury during a game against the Connecticut Sun changed everything. Clark was seen grabbing her leg, visibly frustrated, holding back tears, the kind that come when a competitor knows something isn't right. She played just 13 games all season. 13. After never missing a game during her 4 years at Iowa, and never missing a game in her rookie WNBA season, a left ankle bone bruise ultimately shut her down for good. In September, she announced her season was over, writing that disappointed isn't a big enough word. And the reaction said everything. The entire basketball world felt it. Because that's the level of impact Caitlin Clark has. Her absence wasn't just noticed, it was felt like a loss across the sport.
Yeah, I mean, look, I would never speak for Caitlin. It's frustrating as an athlete when you go through injury, and when you're not able to do what you love to do, and certainly having setbacks and then working your way to get back and then having other setbacks, like all of that is frustrating. You know, as a coach, this is not. Like, again, I control what I can control. So when we're working through this and it's like, is it frustrating to not have Caitlin in the game? Of course it's frustrating to not have Caitlin in the game. But also the perspective of Caitlin having a long career and understanding that we're not going to push the issue if she's not ready to go. That's just the reality of the situation.
But Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White never wavered. Through every setback, every frustrating week of recovery, every moment it seemed like Caitlin Clark might not return in time, White stayed committed to one message: get her back to 100% before she steps on the court again. No shortcuts. No rushing. No risking another injury just to meet a deadline. And in early 2026, that patience paid off. White confirmed that Clark had reached full health, progressing through every stage of rehab from basic movement to 2-on-2, 3-on-3, and finally full 5-on-5 at 90 to 100% intensity. The goal was never just to return her to play, it was to restore her confidence, her comfort, and her explosiveness. And that's exactly what they did. White made it clear, Clark's return for the 2026 WNBA season wasn't just possible, it was imminent. And those words immediately reshaped the entire league's outlook. Because a fully healthy Caitlin Clark isn't just one of the biggest stories in women's basketball, she's one of the biggest stories in all of sports in 2026. Then she didn't just talk about it, She went to San Juan, Puerto Rico and proved it. Clark was selected for the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup 2026 qualifying tournament, marking her senior national team debut with USA Basketball Women's National Team. It came after the backlash surrounding her omission from the 2024 Olympic roster, a decision that left many questioning why the most popular player in America wasn't included. San Juan felt like the answer. Clark stepped onto the court and looked like she had never left. She controlled the pace, ran the offense with precision, and delivered passes that dismantled defenses. She pulled up from deep with complete confidence, playing with the same fearlessness that made her a star. Across 5 games, she averaged 11.6 points and 6.4 assists as Team USA went undefeated, finishing 5-0. She led the entire tournament in assists, ranked second in scoring on a stacked roster, and posted the highest efficiency rating of any American player. All of this came in her first senior international tournament, after 239 days away from competitive basketball. And it happened in front of a world that had been watching, waiting, and wondering if the real Caitlin Clark was still there. The answer was undeniable. She didn't just come back. She picked up right where she left off, and then raised the bar even higher.